Mr. Mays, are you telling me you are not a black male?
No, ma'am, I'm white. I'm
I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you.
Welcome to Bench Report Court Cam.
All right, Mr. Mays.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we still can't get your camera on.
I keep pushing the start video and it tells me okay, and I push the okay, and it might do it now. Hold on. It says unable to access camera. Please allow Zoom Workplace to access your device. And I have.
He's got to go in his phone settings or his computer settings and allow the camera to function for Zoom.
All right, let me go into the phone settings. What can you give me a little bit of direction?
You should go into your app.
I mean, yeah, if you know how to help him, counsel. I didn't go to school to figure out phones. I'm sorry. I have no idea how to do that. My phone just said to do that.
Okay, Mr. Mays, listen, you have to go to your apps. You have downloaded the Zoom app, right? So you got to go there, select out of your settings to give Zoom permission. So I think you have to select the app, and then it asks for the settings for the app, and then you have to allow camera, microphone, things like that.
Okay, I went to the app and hit Zoom, and then it brought me right back to this page.
But you have to go through your settings. You have to go through your phone settings.
Yeah, I was in settings, and I went to settings, then I went to the Zoom app, and then I tried to open it, and it brought me back to your screen. So just give me 1 second. Let me see if I can go to camera and try video. No, it won't let me there.
All right, Mr. Mays, are you comfortable going forward on your motion without me seeing you?
Yes, ma'am. I have no problem with that. Well,
all right. So this is 24014278 LVNV funding versus Philip Mays. Counsel, can I get your appearance?
Thanks, Judge. Good morning. Attorney Ashley Nonis Hartman on behalf of plaintiff.
And Mr. Mays, can you tell me your first and last name, please?
Philip Mays.
All right. So this is the time and date set for a motion and affidavit to set aside a default judgment. How you doing? So your allegation in your motion is that there was no jurisdiction because you weren't personally served. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I have a proof of service and affidavit in the file that indicates you were in fact served, personally served.
Ma'am, if you go to they issued a brief to you. This is how I actually even found out about this. I got the letter default in judgment on a Friday, and I was wondering, I didn't know what it was about because I didn't know I was supposed to be in court. I contacted their law firm, and when I spoke with them, they told me that this was a debt that was over 8 years old, and that I was supposed to be in court. I never knew anything about that. If you go to their brief and you look at their brief on page where their notary said he served me, he didn't serve me. It's saying that I'm a black man with black hair, 160 pounds, and that I told them that I supposedly said, yeah, this is me, and accepted a letter from them. There's no black people in my home at 6025. There's no way that they served me.
Are you telling me, Mr. Mays, are you telling me you are not a black male?
No, ma'am, I'm white. I'm Caucasian.
I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you. If I could see you, we could resolve this real quick because they served a black man.
Ma'am, I could come to your courtroom right now with my driver's license.
All right, I'll see you in a minute. Come on up. I'll see you in a minute.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
I mean, Miss Nonis, they served a black man. We'll see, Mr. Mays, we'll see you as soon as you get here, okay?
I'm on my way, ma'am. Thank you.
This is why it's so important, and I know it's not, there's nothing you can do about it, but this is why it's so important for me to be able to see people in court, right?
No.
If I could see you, I'd grant your motion right this second.
Okay,
So
well, you're gonna
come on in. I'll see you in a minute.
I'm 10 minutes away. All right, bye-bye.
All right, thank you. Court officers just told me Mr. Mays is on his way up.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, come on up, sir. Well, do you have it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's see it. We're back on the record on 2401-4278-GC, LVNV funding versus Philip M. Mays. Counsel's present. Can you turn around so counsel can see their cameras up there? This is not the guy that was served. That's for sure. I've seen his driver's license. This is definitely Philip M. Mays, and he is listed as a white male. Okay, Mr. Mays, your motion's granted.
Ma'am, can I say something before we quit? Are they going to be able to bring this up against me again? Because for one,
yes.
Well, for one, they said that this is an 8-year-old debt. I've never been contacted as far as trying to find out if it is even me that made the debt. I have a brain injury that I was diagnosed with from a car accident. I can't remember how long ago. So I don't remember things like that. The only outstanding debt I have right now, all my debts are paid 100%, is a hospital bill. And I've never even been contacted by these people, which is what's got me kind of confused about this. And according to MCL.
One sec. Well, if are you gonna quote me a statute about a statute of limitations?
Yes.
Okay, I know it. All right, there are ways that, let's hear what Ms. Nonis has to say real quick. But I know the statute. I understand where you're going.
Okay.
Counsel?
Thanks, Judge. So a couple things. First and foremost, with his motion being granted, obviously I don't object. I would agree with that. I would just ask that it's still set for a pretrial. Have him file an answer. I can get him the documentation, and we can go from there with the pretrial. Because here's the thing. I mean, we are going to assume, again, it is within the statute of limitations. He clearly says he just doesn't remember it because the statements are addressed to his name, to his current address. So to avoid wasting the court's time, wasting his time.
Has he made payments? Well, let me ask, has he made, I mean, if it's 8 years old, did he make payments up to up to 6 years?
When was the last payment?
So the last payment made was in October of 2018, which when we filed suit, it was in the statute of limitations. I believe it still would be in the statute. So yes, payments were made on the account. That brings it in statute. So it's not past it.
Well, can I ask you what was the amount on the payment? The last payment you
$66.
$66. And you're saying I owed how much on this credit? What was the credit at?
The current balance that they're pursuing is $1,314.68. That's the amount that was remaining on the account after it was charged off for non-payment.
Was it from a credit? Was it from a store or Myers or something like that?
Sir, this was explained to you when you called in the office. It was a Macy's credit card that was addressed to your name and to your address.
Macy's credit card.
So, sir, I'll tell you the way the statute of limitations work. If you continue to make payments and continue to acknowledge that debt, that it's not necessarily 6 years from when the debt was incurred.
Yeah, but if somebody took this out in my name and they've made a couple payments to make it look like they was in compliance, and
well,
then
that would be a defense that you would have going forward that we
no,
can have
I'm
a trial.
Yeah.
Listen to me, okay? If you had a defense and it wasn't you or it was fraud, those are defenses that you would present at a hearing.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Okay, that's fine.
So there's paper, so I don't know anything about it except for what the two of you just told me. But sir, you can go down to the window, Mr. Mays, and you can file do you have the complaint with you?
Yes.
The paperwork? Did you receive you're saying, well, we know you did.
Yeah, I have the one that I got when I found out I was supposed to be in court. Can I get my $20 back? Because they made me pay $20 to reinstate.
Yes.
Oh, that was that funny. I mean, if I knew for a fact I owed this, is there any way you can show me like a signature? Can you show me my signature?
This is what we're gonna do. Listen, this is what we're gonna do. Miss Nonis, Mr. Mays, I'm going to set a pre-trial, okay? And we will have discussions at that time, and you two can have discussions leading up to that. And then we'll have a period where she has to give you all the documents they have to prove the debt is yours, right?
No.
You have to give her any documents you have to prove it's not you. Okay, and then ultimately you're entitled to a trial at the end of all of that if you want one. People can file motions to get rid of the case that way, but for now it's clearly not you that was served, so we're past that. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, I'm returning your $20. All right, I'm asking you to go downstairs to the windows, to the civil clerk, and ask to file an answer. And they actually have the paperwork down there. You can just fill it out before you leave. Okay? And there are also defenses. And if it's not you, you can fill that out too and check the boxes saying why you think this isn't your debt or why you think you're not responsible for it. And then we'll have a pretrial. We'll come back in a few weeks. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 1 second. Just notice I'm giving him a little sticky note that says answer on affirmative defenses so he remembers what to ask for downstairs, okay?
Yeah.
Can you, Miss Officer Frisky, can you get that to Mr. Mays? Those are the two documents you need downstairs. Now you're going to need a copy of the complaint to answer and you didn't get it. So I'm gonna have to give you a copy of the complaint as well.
Thanks, Judge, for doing that.
Yeah, I'd rather, I mean, I can dismiss the case. It's not, I mean, we could do this all kinds of ways. The reality is, I mean, this is Mr. Mays. He's here. It just makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be dismissed, and I think they should have to refile because it was.
Well, they wouldn't have to refile. All they'd have to do is get service on you.
They come send service now. I'll be at my address.
Why though? You're here right now. I mean,
because I feel like they're being deceptive by saying that they come to my home and there was a black man answered the door.
Mr. Mays, can I answer something for you? They used a third party. It wasn't someone from her office.
The man was licensed. He's a licensed server.
I know.
So he should have.
I agree with you, but just like the court relied on that paperwork, they relied on that paperwork. I don't know your race.
Okay, well, all right, that's fine.
All right.
I'll find out what date the last payment was made or whatever.
Yeah, Mr. Mays, she's going to have to give you all of those documents. We'll set this. I appreciate you coming up so quickly. Okay, Miss Norris is going to have to give you all of that, and I've just given you some of it. All right, but I want to make sure that you're able to answer this, and that we can go forward, and you can put forth all of your defenses. And the only way you can really do that is if you know what the allegations are, right?
Yep.
So you go downstairs, you fill out that paperwork, and then I'll try and get you a court date within the next few weeks. And Mr. Mays, if you're frustrated with Zoom, I know you said you only live a few minutes away and you sure got here quickly. If you prefer to come in person, you're always welcome to come in person. If that just works better for you, okay?
All right.
All right, are we all set? All right, and this is gonna take them a couple minutes to get this file down there, Mr. Mays. So they're not gonna know what you're talking about when you say that you're supposed to get your $20 back. All right, so give it a couple minutes to get down there, because I have to write everything that just happened on the file and send it down the tubes, okay?
Okay, then.
All right, sir, you're all set. Thank you, Ms. Notice. We'll set you another day.
Thanks for watching. Stick around longer and click the highlighted videos to your right. See you there.